area on the far side. They're going to be fed just after these guys. And these are our 5 males. We have Toro, Miguel, Pablo, Quito coming up here, but the star is down at the front, and that is Atari, and Atari is our adult male. Now we're going to be doing a bit of feeding and training with our older males, Quito, Toro and Atari. First of all, you can see that Rob and Simon there have these red and white sticks. They're called target sticks, and they're basically used to move the seals around the enclosure. So we basically ask them very nicely, if they follow the target or touch the target, they will hear a whistle which tells them they're doing the right thing. They then get rewarded with a piece of fish. So everything that they do gets rewarded. So it's very useful for moving the seals around, maybe into a travelling box if we need to. It also means, some of the other behaviours we can do with our seals would be things like raising their flippers. This allows us to have a good look underneath the flippers, just making sure there are no cuts or abrasions and they're all in good health, good order. Of course, rewarded for that as well. We also like to be quite tactile with the flippers, so we'll ask them to actually hand us their flippers. We can take a good hold of them. We can desensitise the seals to being touched, to being stroked as well. We can desensitise them to the point where we can actually take a blood sample from them while they're fully conscious. We'll also ask the seals to do a spin for us. Now a spin basically just checks that they're fully mobile, they've got no aches or pains or any problems. Of course, if they had any stiffness or pain, they wouldn't want to do the behaviour, so it basically tells us well in advance. So it's another one we do on a daily basis. We'll also ask them to open their mouths nice and wide. This allows us to have a good look inside. We can sometimes get a toothbrush in there, give them a good clean. I can assure you it doesn't smell too great in there, but they are very healthy mouths, and again it's a very important daily check. Now, if we wanted to weigh the seals, we'll ask them to lay out nice and flat on a rather large set of weighing scales. The way. Now, it's quite difficult to get them to stay still for any length of time, but again a very useful behaviour, and it means we can get a nice accurate weight from the seals. To give you an idea of weight, Atari down the bottom there weighs about 120 kilos at the moment. Our little baby weighs 9.5 kilos. So quite a variation between the weights there. Now if we ask them very nicely, they might actually do a reverse of the layout, show us those lovely bellies. So give them a round of applause for that one. Well done, seals. Now again, it's another useful behaviour because that allows us to do x-rays and ultrasound scans, again while the seals are fully conscious. The seals can go into something called a deep dive response when they're under anaesthetic. So this means that we very rarely have to put them under anaesthetic, which again is very dangerous. So it means that life is a lot safer for the seals, it's a lot more fun as well because they get rewarded for everything that they do, and it's also a lot easier for us as well. Now, as well as all of these husbandry behaviours, we do like to do some fun stuff too. All extensions of natural behaviours though. I will warn you for this next bit, if you're standing next to the barriers, there's a very high chance you're going to get wet here. Now, jumping out the water. It's actually quite a natural behaviour. Typically the males will do this, coming up to breeding season. It's a good way of showing off to the females, shows the females that they're fit and healthy males, and they're more likely to get more girlfriends by jumping high out of the water. Sorry. You two, stop fighting. It's also a potential life-saving behaviour as well. Now they do have predators in the wild, typically killer whales and great white sharks. Now if a killer whale or a shark is going to attack a seal, it probably does so from underneath. So the seals have learned that if they jump out of the water right at the last moment, Tari's getting harassed there I think by Miguel, that they'll end up behind the predator and then be able to escape. Now these guys are actually far more agile and far more manoeuvrable than either a shark or a killer whale, so normally if the predator has lost the advantage of surprise, the seals are very likely to make their escape. It's a good way of avoiding predators. Another behaviour you'll see with lots of different marine mammals is something called porpoising. This is when they bridge the surface of the water, and it's basically a very efficient way of travelling. Now they can actually cover longer distances, and with air being a lot less resistant than water, it means they can conserve energy at the same time. Now you'll see seals, sea lions, penguins, even dolphins doing this behaviour, and again all of them doing it for the same reason. Now in the wild these guys are doing relatively okay, but like a lot of marine mammals they are coming into conflict with us humans. So things we can do to help animals like the seals. Well, if you go to the beach over the summer months, just make sure you take all of your rubbish home with you. Oh, nice one. Now it's a simple thing that everybody can do. Of course, we do have common seals, we have grey seals as well. We also have porpoises and dolphins around the coast of the UK. By taking all of your rubbish home with you, that means that you're not letting it float off into the sea. Very important indeed. These animals are very inquisitive and they do like to play with things that go off into the sea. Now, as well as that, if you do like to eat fish, just make sure you purchase fish with an MSC logo on the packet. That's Marine Stewardship Council. Now, that just means that the fish has been sourced sustainably. Now, MSC fish is generally more expensive than any other type of fish. You'll notice the little logos on the packets. Most of the supermarkets sell it, so just have a look for that when you go to buy fish the next time you're getting your shopping in. A lot of people ask us the difference between seals and sea lions. Well, there are actually quite a few differences. Now let's go over the differences between true seals and sea lions. Now, true seals have little holes for ears. Sea lions have ears that stick out. So ours are making it a little bit confusing because they have ears just like sea lions. As well as this, true seals on land, well, they tend to use their rear flippers to move themselves around, tend to drag themselves along a bit like a slug, whereas sea lions move on all four flippers, just like our seals. Again, very confusing. As well as this, true seals don't have much upper body strength, and you certainly wouldn't see a true seal doing this. Oh, round of applause for Atari. Now it is a little bit confusing. Well, in fact, these aren't actually true seals, as you may have guessed. They're actually called fur seals. These guys have got 2 layers of fur, whereas sea lions only have 1, but they are essentially very hairy sea lions. They come from the coast of South America, where the Antarctic current rushes up. It's very cold indeed, so they have that extra layer of fur to keep them warm, but they're actually far more closely related to the sea lions than they are the seals. I think we've got one more thing to do with Atari. That's his nice big fish. I would say go and have a look at our underwater walkthrough and see these seals swimming off their dinner. But I hope you enjoyed meeting our seals today. Thank you very much for listening. Have a great day at Bristol Zoo. Thank you.